Hello, guys. Happy Sunday. Tonight we talk a little bit again about the missing people. This time, one of the more than 20 unsolved mystery cases of missing mother. We are going back to this chain. Yes, missing mother, the wife of the billionaire, Norwegian billionaire Tom Hagen, and story about Anne Elizabeth Hagen. What is weird, first of all, I'm going to talk about few red flags. As well, guys, you may check it's Lorenskog on Netflix, just started the serial. So you can just watch that serial. It's amazing. Eventually it's Norwegian, but there is as well with subtitles or totally translating on English because it's it's Netflix serial. So just do check up on Netflix. Like I said, Netflix. Lorenskog. Lorenskog is a city in Norway where eventually they were living the family of Hagen. Uh, 1 second, guys. I'm going to reopen for you. So yes, do check out the trailer. Just uh, Lorenskog disappearance, and yes, it's a Netflix serial that just a fresh new serial that is literally as well amazing cold case that is refreshed after such a long period of just not doing anything from a police, and seems like there is a cover-up story by literally the rich guy just trying to escape any kind of responsibility about his wife disappearance. So we are going to into deeper into these first red flags. Again, it's a if you put it on Wikipedia, there is no Elizabeth Hagen because every missing person that I was doing till now, and I was researching more than 500 people till now. Just do check out my playlist. Justice will be served, and you will see many cases that I have done till now, and majority, yes, they are majority U.S. and Canadian, but as well there are some weird European and other places of the planet Earth of missing people as well. I have my specialty, the missing moms list, because I do see that there is little tendency that the partner, when he doesn't like to give a divorce to his wife, he has a tendency to do kill her, uh, as is it an ego game or just not wanting to pay the alimony for the children, depending what both cases is just trying to control and not giving the rest of the life to a partner to have after that divorce a new life. And that's what really it's a lack of understanding in a law system, lack of the extra punishment needed to protect these cases where they should be treated. I do believe in a special different way than the other cases of the disappeared or literally even found corpse case of disappeared person, partner, wife, or husband. Why? Because why they should be taken care in different way, because it's not just a random killing, it's definitely pre-planned. If it's a killing, it's definitely pre-planned. Kidnapping, if it's kidnapping, it's definitely prepaid, again pre-planned, if somebody done instead of the husband or wife. And as well, there's so many people involved. There is not just hurt that partner, it's as well hurt all the family of that missing person. And as well there is a children usually involved when there is like a part of divorce. There's usually at least a children or involved, if not a children, as well the family of the person that is original family of the person that is missing. So, what's weird on Wikipedia? The first red flag. Tom Hagen. It's just showing no Elizabeth Hagen missing person like usually we see. Just do check, guys. Do check any kind of missing person on my playlist. When you Google it, will show on Wikipedia. But Tom Hagen. wife, Elizabeth Hagen, it's not on Wikipedia. I do believe that this guy played, and I'm going to literally, I think that he literally tried to pay this, not to be literally expose the name of his wife. Did Tom Hagen paid to Wikipedia not to show Elizabeth Hagen as a missing person? Yes, 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 yes. Literally. Wow, wow, wow. Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely. He has the contract. He has literally protected it like it's a family thing. Like, wow, did he play on a? Did he really give a pentacles for Wikipedia not to get involved into putting and hashtagging Elizabeth Hagen name? She is with no full name or short version. And Elizabeth Hagen you cannot find on Wikipedia. It's showing just Tom Hagen and inside the businessman. Like who cares if this guy is a richy person, the businessman? Like who cares? Because we need the story about and Elizabeth Hagen as well to be explained on Wikipedia. Yes, definitely he paid it off. As you see, did I just say yes? Yes, he's trying to control. He's trying to control. Like he has excuse like this is for sake of the family and children. Like we don't want the story to be exposed. But guys, whatever 2020 the finally Norwegian police little try to um, resurface and uh, put Tom Hagen on a trial. Look at guys, definitely I do see that in the future there will be revisiting of this case again and again. And what I'm looking, pardon me, my Frida want to join again. So let's have addition my assistant. Wow. Again, look at that. Wow, wow, wow. He tried to represent his wife of wow, she want to leave and she's packing. This lady was already having a sign. Elizabeth Hagen was already having a signed paper for divorce. That's what interesting. And the way she was careless, that's another thing. She was careless because she didn't leave the house of Hagen because she was extremely jealous. He was very revengeous, even with her ex-boyfriend that she was somehow, while they were dating Tom and her before getting married, she was having another boy, and then he was revisiting this guy 5 years in a row, revisiting this guy because he knew that she's in love with this guy. And this guy, she said, I'm going to revisit and I'm waiting for you. Like he was literally revisiting him and threatening her ex-lover. This guy has such a revenge input inside of him, and he's not forgiving person. That's very dangerous for a partner. And as well, seems like her immaturity, like he was feeling comfortable. Okay, while I'm in the house, I'm still protected. Better I don't run before I get the papers. And it seems it's too late because she took a wrong move by just signing the papers of I want divorce, I want to leave this house. It was too late because he was preparing the trap for her as well, guys. Like I see, like yes, she was having she was as well having some kind of affair that he was all the way wanting to punish her for that. Even in her prenup, in their prenup, there was literally something that was putting him in position to be totally a tyrant during the ceremony of the wedding as well. I'm signing this, pushing her to sign this paper just to punish her for having that like Queen of one moment before when they were having a relationship before when she was first time cheating on him as well. As you see, there were the people who were sent and paid to do the thing. Wow, we are packing her to look like she left, but eventually that was organized kidnapping, but eventually we are going to finish her. Like, wow, these are people who are paid like to look like wow, we kidnapped her from the house, but eventually they finished her. That's what I see till now. Like guys, like wow, till now we would find some kind of trace because there were people involved who were doing the true crime stories in Norway. You will see if you watch Netflix. Like I recommend if you can go and check all the Netflix. I think it's at least 5 episodes in a serial, so it's really intensive. Every episode different angle, and like you can stop watching till the end, like leave one afternoon or one night for that as well. um, it seems like as well community and a third party situation. He was literally, Tom Hagen was so traditional that he would feel like a successful person, famous in his country, in his specifically in his city. Like he knew that he was having the third party situation. Leaving him would be a total failure for him. Like what was their private secret? Like exposing by divorce and having officially failure, like wow, I'm not married, like I'm divorced, wife left me. This would be the judgment call for him. That traditional side of him, plus that revenge from the never forgiving the thing from the past. What did you do to me in your immaturity in the past when you were cheating on me, Elizabeth? I'm going to think over how I'm going to punish you by sending other people to do and finish you. Wow, this is so clear cut. This case is so clear to me. Again, this thing is who are suspected directly. Did he do this thing? One second, let me bring Frida. I'm here, guys. Did he do by himself, or uh, was that literally involving these criminal people, the boys from the local mafia group? Just do check out the whole story again. I recommend just do check the whole story. There is on YouTube as well some of the friends, colleagues that they have done the cold cases, the mystery missing person. They have done already Lorenz case even on English, so you can check that story even without watching the Netflix serial. Again, guys, yes, I shouldn't recommend like the things like that. What was happening literally? First of all, Elizabeth Falkenwick Hagen was supposedly kidnapped 31st October, Halloween night of 2018, and has not been seen since. There was not found, not even the not seen on any camera. Again, guys, this is 2018. There is a lot of camera on the roads, on the everywhere, gas station. I mean, we're talking about Norway or Scandinavia is in a camera, like in US as well. Like there was no traces of finding her dress. If she was like, if somebody would violate her and dump her somewhere, like there would be found at least something of her. At the end, like is there the parts of her body? I don't want to name it, or clothes of her? Nothing, nothing. Why I'm seeing, unfortunately, the card at the end, packing, living, but looking like a to stage to look like like a kidnapping, because again, guys, like this guy didn't want her to divorce him, even if he signed the paper of like request for divorce. And as well, guys, he wanted to take that control back by as well all the time being obsessive with his success in front of the community, being afraid of how they're going to judge them as a failure, personal failure. This guy was such a control freak. And another thing as well, he was very modest. Even if he had such a business, like he was co-founder of um, aircraft, electric company. Um, he was as well in property development. The financial magazine Capital lists him as Norway 172 one 172nd richest person. There are definitely he was in elite, but he was really low key living. He was living modest. The house where I was arranged that disappearance, like kidnapping scene, and with the letter left there, was the house that they literally, from the moment when they married till that moment when police arrived, 2018, like the same house was never renovating, very modest, low key house. He was already successful when he married her, and that's why he had engaged into the prenup that she should. In a prenup was really clearly said everything against Anne uh, after marriage. So she shouldn't use his possession, ask for any possession that he had before marriage as well. He shouldn't take anything that they would make together, even if he would want to have a divorce. And I think there was some kind of a small arrangement, just that she can, if she asks for divorce, she can go out with the hundred thousand of um, euros, I'm guessing, and just the same thing. Is it possible that the guy who would have a millions and millions would, again, a billionaire guy, would literally go for literally canceling his life and putting him in jail just for not wanting to give his wife 100,000? Is that about the money here? Because this guy is over, over um, stingy. Wow. Yes. Wow, wow, wow. First of all, wow, I look at the Pentacle card I pull out. Wow. So was Tom Hagen specifically wanted to not to give any zero money to his wife? Again, this wife gave him three children. Like, first of all, there was ego game. She wanted to cut him off. She wanted divorce, and because of a third party situation, he was as well, like, he was having as well, trying to fix and prolonging. I do believe that on her papers, when you just go and research it, I think from 2012 she was having that request for a divorce, and this lady like stayed in this home till 2018. Like, hello, she was what he wanted to do. And I see as well there was suggestion of, wow, give me this pentacle, like I'm going to leave this, but give me this pentacle as well. It seems like as well I do see her like, I just want to leave, even if you don't give me that amount of money. Like, I just want to leave because I have another person, I'm in love. I think that this woman literally slapped him in the face, his ego, because she told him that she's first time in love. I see pure love here, that is like a twin flame energy, and she was so focused. She was holding her emotions with that person. And as well, the high priestess card is telling him that everybody knows that he was stingy and he done this for the sake of money, and his dominance in controlling. As well, everybody knows that he is a trickster as a king of wands, and that he paid off something, that he left her literally without anything, and that he literally uh, just sent away from the house and arranged her to look like it's disappearance, like it's failure in a kidnapping. Again, guys, it's very strange as well. I'm just going to check 1 second. Was Tom, because in one of the last episodes, literally explaining the secrets of the life of Elizabeth and Tom Hagen, there was a story that prisoner literally has told something to the journalist that is researching all this case. Um, uh, for all these few years, from when was literally pronounced her disappearance, uh, kidnapping, uh, that same person literally had found the rat in the prison telling the truth, that literally um, While in a prison, Tom Hagen would be in contact with certain people as well, and they would talk about uh, uh, one to each other, like that group think in the prison, and they would make a connection, and then they would confirm who was doing what instead of him. Of course, he has to be released because there was as well no zero evidence about him as well. Literally, because she was pronounced disappeared, like that she left the house, she's adult. There was no traces, not enough traces of any violence on the scene. It was like not done well, the sloppy job, because would not research the the place, the cottage where they were living was not researched the same day. They literally, they start to research and they revisit this case from the point that it was not kidnapping. Uh, they revisit the point like, wow, maybe this is not kidnapping. Maybe the husband just staged the kidnapping after 18 months. And literally by revisiting the house, they could, after 18 months, find some small drops of the blood and some small weird things. But again, forensic details, they were done zero on the date when was literally reported the kidnapping, disappearance of Anne Elizabeth. As well, there is a story, the time frame between which was probably done this disappearance or murder of Elizabeth. I mean, removing her from the house, definitely. There's report that kidnapping was supposedly happened 31st October, like, but Tom left the house like around 9 as well. His office is not far away. He could walk back to his house as well to do that thing, like to do all this disturbing thing that we don't want to name here. Uh, and uh, in between 9 and 10, literally something happened, and there is a literally a sign. There is a sign that literally the last call that the last report of of trace of her telephone. I do believe the sign that something happened exactly at that period. And the only trace that they could go after 18 months with the small forensic analysis inside the house, the drops of the blood, whatever was literally could be dated from that period. Uh, I'm trying just to scroll to pull up some more of your questions that you sent me connected to this case. So the first approach to scan, like I said, the house, um, to scan the house and gather any forensic evidence possible. So when they done this approach, police found nearly none of it apart from the sign of a struggle where Anne Elizabeth might have hidden from her kidnappers before they took her. Um, there was no sign of any forced entry, that's for sure. So if there was no sign of any forced entry, it means that Anne Elizabeth was in the house. That uh, is that that was a person that she knew, or somebody who has a key, or who Tom Hagen could give a key and go and let them do the thing, dirty job instead of him. So there is no other possibility. As well, there is so-called, again, from a Tom Hagen statement that his wife Elizabeth, now missing person, so-called kidnapped, because there was a letter of kidnapping, um, that allegedly did not lock the doors often. Um, so I don't think the person that, like, that same morning not leaving the house just her husband left and he closed the house. This stingy guy definitely was closing the house, even if Anne Elizabeth was loose, but she didn't leave the house still. So what was happening in that house? Who was having the key? I'm just going to say yes, somebody entered, but who was entering the key and who got, or rather, who got the key from Tom Hagen if he didn't leave the office. As well, there was research of the journalist that literally he would just walk literally from his office through the snow and go and visit just to check the point of his house and check what is the time, how much minutes, like 15 minutes would have needed from to reach the house, like just say hello and have a first telephone call in the office and say hello, and there's a trace like he left the telephone there and she just walked back and leaving the telephone, like he so-called his telephone is in the office but not necessarily means that he is in the office, correct, and that he could walk, take his wife and then return back at home and later do with her whatever he would want to do. Like in 2020, when police finally arrested billionaire Tom Hagen, I don't know why they make this point businessman all the way, billionaire businessman. What's the point of making this statement? Like, uh, I mean, it would be just okay if they just put, because this is a long article that I'm going one step by another five facts that you should know about this case and analyzing as well from my point of view. Um, all the time they're repeating billionaire businessman. Like, what's the point with this? Like I said, Wikipedia as well say Tom Hagen dash businessman. Like they don't put his wife name. Like Wikipedia always have like a missing person, like I said on the start. Uh, so when they arrested him after investigating for a long time, police alleged that this entire kidnapping and ransom scenario was a planned, it was a stage, was a planned deception. So now they approach like, wow, her husband, because if these kidnappers do not exist, the kidnappers did not keep in touch frequently or provide any proof that Anne Elizabeth Hagen was alive. Like there was a weird negotiation. They would just call randomly and change the crypto value suggestion where they could, where should have the family of Hagen leave the money for ransom, right? But on some weird crypto wallet. In 2020, they narrowed their suspicions down to Tom Hagen and arrested him on the charges. At that moment, the lead investigator said that this case is characterized by clearly pre planned stage deception, as other hypotheses have been weakened, suspicious against Tom Hagen have gradually been strengthened. There was no kidnapping, no real negotiation, counterpart, or real negotiation. There are indications of a will to sidetrack. Tom Hagen was released shortly after this, with prosecutors failing to build a case around him. And okay, he was shortly in the prison, but as well, there was no enough proof to call him guilty. The police also charged unnamed 30 years old man who seemingly does not exist. Like how you would charge somebody that does not exist. That's the interesting part as well. That's that's really interesting part. In April 2020, police arrested an unknown 30 years old man who later turned out to be Ole Henrik Golf. In a turn of events, it was revealed that the man did not exist at all. Like, who is Ole Henrik Golf? His identity was sold on the darknet web by a company called CarPass. It turned out that identity had been originally sold to another Norwegian man who had previously used to buy drugs before he sold it to the company. So that's funny. So Ole Henry Golf, like this guy lost his ID, and like his ID was literally used on a dark web, and like eventually even the guy who they just who they just took in a prison was literally not even that real Oleg Henry Golf. So let's see. Was the person that was arrested in April 2020 Ole Henry Golf under the name Ole Henry fake Ole Henry Golf under the name of this ID? Was this paid from Tom? Was Ole Henry Golf paid from? I see third party. It's not even Tom. Who is the third party? Was Ole Henry Golf showing up paid from? Wow. Again, look at. Wow. Let me see. I want to leave Tom, and this is arranged from the third party. Just wow. So they could cancel. So they could cancel the murder case allegation towards her husband. Wow, yes. This was the way to cancel prison state for Tom. Wow, yes. That's why. Literally was paid a person to show in, and literally this person was just paid. Wow. Arranged. So did Tom arrange? Seems like Tom arranged this. Yes, it's a teamwork. Definitely it's a teamwork. And he was paid, as you see, holding the coin here. And I'm going to keep these cards open here for new sub questions connected to this case, to this mystery. Let's see who are others suspected. There is one more thing. The letter revealed, the typed letter there was literally the letter of the kidnapping, uh, revealed a ton of important informations. So there was a typed letter from the kidnappers that they left it in that garage space where they found, like on the chair, just a key, her proof of her life, like her wedding ring, a key, and a letter. So after her disappearance, there was another letter alive. This letter was eventually the only clue for the authorities to figure. At first, the police thought that the letter was written by non-native speaker, but with the further thorough investigation, they have now literally determined that the letter was written by a native Norwegian speaker who intentionally tried to write it in a poorly manners, like wow, to look like wow, maybe this is like some immigrant, some mafia guy immigrant. The mistake in the language seemed intentional and deceptive, and even it's the language detective person would literally would say that that's a great note in this episode, uh, in Laurent's disappearance case, literally that literally said that the person, the way it's typed, like every decade in education, they have a different slang, different code of writing, style of writing, and literally you can have a time frame of what was around generation of this person that was typing this letter. So they say this person was definitely somebody who was born before 1960s. And guess who was born before 1960s? Just think about this. Who was born? Of course, Tom Hagen. And one more fact. The new information from the kidnappers came from encrypted chat on a Bitcoin trading app. First of all, police wanted to play and start the chat on a Bitcoin. First, there was I think like a Monera or something like that suggested in a in a first on a first note from a kidnappers was suggested that money to be transferred on that one crypto wallet, and the second time during literally one of the rare random call, they would say that they would prefer now on a Bitcoin. So then the police start to open the Bitcoin, and there was a chat room option in the Bitcoin, and literally they start without consulting the family of Hagen because having family of Hagen with adult three children and Tom Hagen, they didn't know nothing about technology. They didn't want um, to do anything with so-called crypto transfers. Uh, Another thing that they were just stingy, even if you think that this was not staged, that this was really a kidnapping and there was really a need of them fighting and wanting their mother to return, or Tom Hagen fighting for his wife to return. Again, he's a stingy guy, and this family was as well taught the children as well victim of the father behavior patterns of the childhood. He was dominant over the family to be living really modest and to save the money, and he would push them as well all life as well later on in their as adults to think as well they shouldn't spend the money, and that's why they didn't want to invest the money on invisible Bitcoin. Like, wow, maybe we don't see mama, maybe as well we don't see anymore the trace of the. We can go into the trace of the money where the money is going through any kind of a crypto market. So they rejected. The funny thing, the police organized by themselves. They send it the message, and they said later on, "Wow, it was an error message trying to chat with that Bitcoin ID." Um, and it seems like over the past couple of years, the supposed kidnappers have used that encrypted chat further on the Bitcoin trading application um, through the highly untraceable code messages. They have also reportedly asked to use the lesser known cryptocurrency Dash as well in a bid to hide the money trail. So, where this story goes, like, I mean, going from what was the first Monera, then the Bitcoin, then this Dash. Sorry, guys, I don't know much about crypto investments. Like, I never done this thing. Like, yes, you ask me often in the questions, but I never done this thing. But definitely, it seems like just like stretching the time and just not doing anything, just keeping a status quo in this case with that invisible crypto market thing. Like that, definitely with for the crypto transfer, you would never find kidnappers. And by the way, nobody was doing the transfer of any kind of of the money. That's the best part in this, and we knew that from the start. And again, one second. Welcome to send any more of the possible connections to this case. I'm just checking more of the Google images of Tom Hagen and Elizabeth. Elizabeth seems very vivid person, full of life, smiley, positive. Tom Hagen looked really a frozen face. I will try again. I close the chatter. What is that part with the local mafia guy being involved with him? That part I want to research as well. So thank you for suggesting that question from the Instagram. I'm just checking your other question connected to this case. So, was Tom Hagen really paying these local mafia guys to arrange removing her body? Wow, there was literally a broken chain because somebody started to talk. Wow, look it. Somebody broken a chain and who was a group member. And I do believe was as well literally in that serial that person from a prison showing the giving the evidence as well. There is literally a proof. There is a proof that he was having. There was a lady that was having affair with him, and that same lady, like a paid girl, escort girl, paid was recorded. That was a part of as well blackmailing, uh, any kind of try to catch the local richie guys through the chain of the trafficking this girl originally I do believe Polish that was sent to seduce them as an escort. So I do see that that was a range and betrayal as well. He found out that he's having that police found through that journalist story that was doing the majority of research that literally um, that he was the one that was having that uh, lady escort as well. The moment when she was a part of her role put to continue blackmailing uh, Tom Hagen, that moment as well she was removed, and that was the only right way to remove her as an evidence. Like because these guys start to talk in a prison as well, Tom Hagen has to remove the girl. Like where is the girl? The girl doesn't exist as well. She left Norway, but she never reached as well Poland to go back at home. So here it is, right moment, afraid of the judgment. So I have to punish, remove the person that betrayed me. Wow, I have to monitor this. I'm packing. Right. Yes, definitely as well. There was as well another thing, the guy who was in love really in Elizabeth and Elizabeth having that pure love emotions for a guy. That guy was on the start of the serial showing there that how Tom, the spirit of, and he was the one of the first as well investigated because they could talk only to husband or possible lover or friend of her. So Tom sent uh, police to him, and he has to say literally, he has something to say. What he wanted to say, literally, the guy said that literally Tom Hagen was revisiting every Christmas. He would revisit him the morning, and he would literally threaten him that he's still watching him and waiting for him to make that move, wrong move. Remember what he would threaten him to do what? Because he was an ex lover with whom Elizabeth Hagen was cheating on him as well. Like I do believe Tom Hagen, it's not about controlling, being jealous. This was him like literally being aware that she was not in love with him, that he was in love with this guy. And uh, was that guy involved? Was her lover involved in her disappearance? No, this guy walked away because wow, he walked away long time. He walked away. Yes. Will we really find the Elizabeth Hagen body in the future? I suppose. Wow. There will be wow, wow, wow. There will be people who will be brave to talk. Look at, I see. We need a courage. We are not ready to talk because there is an evidence. I do see people who were afraid to talk. People who were afraid to talk, they are going to be like trying to be like at the wrong moment honest, but this is like apologetic. We didn't tell before. We were afraid of these mafia guys. We were afraid of Tom Hagen, but this star of faking and lies, and there's so many people who know the truth and they are going to tell the truth. The first card was the card of the truth. As well, uh, will there be court again, uh, court case, and justice will serve? I do see yes. There will be revisit of the trial. Look at guys, yes, for a second time the trial will be there. So once again, is there a possibility that Elizabeth, somebody said one question, what if Elizabeth just wanted to get lost from this controlling husband because he was not giving her for so many years, he didn't give her the divorce. Uh, is there a possible that Elizabeth, just it's your question, not mine, is it possible that Elizabeth Hagen disappeared, staged her own disappearance? No, guys, no, no, no. He was literally, wow, she was taken, as you see. She was in chains, she was taken from few people. It was not just one person coming there, it was a teamwork. And unfortunately, I see that she was executed. I saw death card as well. The second time I see execution as well. Yes, that's, and it will be brought to the light. Again, is it possible to find her body? That's what I would ask. Will Elizabeth? I just hear like whatever was done is too late. I just heard too late to find her body, but as well, but the people who knew what was happening, who were the part of this teamwork, definitely they are going to talk. Um, will they find her body? 1 second. Wow. Again, like, wow, too late by taking an action. People will take an action, but it's too late. Wow. As well, seems like they relocated, like this body was sent away, like out of this region. So that's what was not possible to find it. Let me just ask one more question. Was her body removed to an ocean? Wow, look at, wow. I see, wow, he was traveling out from Scandinavia region. She would travel over the channel, yes. She would travel definitely over the channel, right? Her body would be there. And that codependency with the people who were paid, with the people who were paid from her husband, as you see. And interesting because I see this execution card in a few different decks. Look at here, here, the last card, same card, just different deck. Guys, I'm going now to prepare. I'm going to put it here like a sentence. That's what I'm doing. And I'm going to make the short version. Just bear with me. Welcome your comments as well. Don't forget to leave your comments under this video or in the chat room as well, or new suggestion for the missing people cases or mystery cases. As well, guys, we are going for a new video. We are going to talk a little bit more about Jim Carrey leaving the Twitter, Elon Musk, and all this craziness about is it verified, what's happening with Twitter, is this reliable to be on Twitter these days. So we are going to have that new live stream. So bear with me. Let me just pull out this. 60 seconds. Tom Hagen, billionaire, that his wife has disappeared. Guy who was trying to punish his wife because of cheating on him many years before even getting into the marriage. Yes, he arranged her to look like disappeared, arranged stage kidnapping, and then finish her. Of course, there was the guys for a member of the team, mafia guys, that they were paid to arrange this, that they start to talk, but as well they removed as well the girl from that team. And yes, seems like her body was taken out of that region of Lorensk and she was executed. But her case will be revisited. Be aware that the people who are hiding the truth, they're still afraid of Tom Hagen and this mafia group chain, but they're going to talk in the future. Again, guys, I'm just going as well to ask my last question. Will literally Tom Hagen will be put in prison? Will he be alive at that age? Because he's old guy already. He was like 2020, he was age of 70, what I understood. Will he be alive to be put in the prison? That's the great question. Let me hashtag this. That's good. I'm going to ask with the major deck. Will Tom Hagen be in the prison again? Wow, look at guys. Wow, wow, wow. Something was done sloppy. Look at the nerve-wracking situation. Somebody was, wow, wow. Look at guys. Hmm. There was a trick, and this faking will be, wow, whatever was the trick, it will be exposed with a tower moment in this deck. Yes, the trick, the trickster, and untold thing will be exposed. Wow, about the secret moon card and untold things. Wow, I see persons that need the people who were a party with the Tom. Literally, they will open this book of telling the truth. What was literally the guy organizing? Because this was a family. Look it, organized the family disaster. This guy was a pure trickster. Tom was a trickster. The disaster started from a family. He was arranging with the people. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And everything was because this guy was so stingy. Wow. At the end of the day, this guy, I mean, his lifestyle, like he has that house from 1970s and a billionaire. That was the comment of the policeman when they entered 2008 in the house. Look at this guy, so stingy. He was all the time obsessed with the money. Wow. This material greediness, guide, like any of the other sins, never forget there is that list of the sins. There's sins like started from obesity to the money loving thing, not just a murder, and definitely any kind of the sin can take you to a state of being capable of unfortunately somebody to be hurtful towards other person. I mean, I should be careful using the words on YouTube, but that's what it is. Yes, a range. That's what I just heard. It's a range, it's a teamwork. The people will talk more than just that one person that was talking. Yes, these people, the chain will be broken, or the people will start talking. Wow, let me see. I want to download this short version as well on YouTube. So we are going to restart the new live stream, guys. Some little text here. What do you think, guys? What is your feeling? Welcome to tell me under the video. Leave me your comments or give me ideas for the new case of mystery, missing person, or mystery case or weird behavior of some of the celebrities. Meanwhile, if you like this material, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe. As well, when you subscribe, don't forget to put the alarm bell, sing a few times per day to be a part of a possible giveaway. Reading once a day, we have that mini chat reading as well. Yes or no answers. So join that live stream. Kisses to all. Share with your community as well if you like this video and my playlist justice will be served. I hope that the family of Hagen will have that peace and that Elizabeth Hagen will find the peace wherever her spirit is now.